Okay, thanks, Kristen. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the council meeting for Tuesday, November the 18th, 2025, and we're being streamed live. And I'll call the meeting to order at 6:32 with the land acknowledgement. We're meeting today on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Huron-Wendat, Anishinaabe, and the Haudenosaunee peoples. We acknowledge our shared obligation to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within. We honor their cultures and celebrate their commitment to this land. We would also like to acknowledge the Mohawk and Algonquin nations whose traditional and unceded territory we are gathered upon today. Hastings County is situated on treaty land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. I need a motion next to approve the agenda for the regular meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Marmorant Lake for Tuesday, November the 18th, 2025. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Ron, second. Eric, any discussions on the agenda? All in favor? That's carried. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest? Being none. Next is the mayor's report. November the 4th, I presided over the regular Marmorant Lake Council meeting. November the 6th, I met with the Director of IT of Hastings County to resolve some ongoing computer issues. November the 7th, I attended the 50th anniversary of Crescent Care. This facility and the amazing staff are such a compliment and benefit to our local community. I presented them with a certificate and congratulations on behalf of myself and council. MPP Rick Versey was in attendance, and MP Shelby Cramp-Nyman sent her representative who provided their messages of congratulations and support. There were at least 30 in attendance, and a light lunch snacks were provided. Thank you to the management and staff for the care they provide on a daily basis to our community members. November the 11th, I participated in the Remembrance Day festivities coordinated by Marmor Legion Branch 237. The parade began at the Legion to the Memorial Park in Cenotaph. Deputy Mayor Stevens and I laid a wreath on behalf of the municipality of Marmorant Lake. In spite of the cold, there was a very good attendance. Thank you to the Legion members for coordinating this event. Members from 8 Wing Trenton, the cadets, and members of the Legion who attended in recognition of our veterans. Thank you to the wonderful hot lunch and beverages at the Legion. It was truly enjoyed after being out in the cold. It was also very nice to see school children at the ceremony. Thank you to Lisa Alberta, Marmor Separate School, for bringing the students to the Cenotaph. Thank you to Jeff Young, Manager of Parks, Recreation, and Facilities, and his staff for setting up the space at the park, as well as some of the Lions members for the audio services. That evening, I was invited to attend a dinner at the Belleville Hospital as chair of the Southeast Health Board. The topic was Shaping Future of Healthcare. Ontario health teams have been working toward improving healthcare, reduce wait times, and in summary, just increase efficiencies and use of technology, etc. It was also reduced duplication of services with other agencies such as public health. Representation from numerous volunteer groups such as the Alzheimer's Society, Homeless and Mental Health and Addictions were present. A wraparound approach to producing or providing health care by inclusiveness and support. November the 17th, I chaired a Teams meeting with the 4 newly merged public health groups. And for information, those 4 merged units are Grand Erie, Lakelands, Northwestern, and Southeast. November the 18th, today, I attended Hastings County Planning and Development and Finance, Property, and Personnel Committee meetings in Belleville. And at 1 o'clock, I attended the Southeast Health Unit Governance Committee meeting in Kingston. And tonight is our regular Marmorant Lake Council meeting. I just wanted to mention that there's some changes coming regarding conservation authorities. There's going to be a change to some boundaries of conservation through Conservation Ontario. The information is on their website. They're looking for feedback on the changes. So please, if you're interested, please take time to review those changes and respond if you have any recommendations or concerns. And I believe there is a deadline by when you can respond. Thank you. Is anybody here for public input? No? Okay. So next I need a motion that the foregoing minutes of the regular meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Marmorant Lake held Tuesday, November the 4th, 2025 be approved as presented. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Eric, second. Ron, any discussion on those minutes? All in favor? That's carried. Staff reports, CAO status update for November 2025. And the recommendation is that council receive the CAO status update November 2025 report dated November the 18th, 2025 for information. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Eric, second. Mike. Questions or comments? Go ahead, Eric.
Question through the chair for John. There's some available funding right now that's coming to an end soon. One is the Canada Summer Jobs Program, and the other, the province has announced some funding available for roads pothole prevention and repair program that has a deadline of December 12th. Do you know if the municipality will be applying for either of those funding programs?
Through you, Chair, to Councillor Dow, I am aware of both. I've asked the department heads to identify the need. I will follow up with respect to summer jobs. It's something that we as a corporation have had advantage, and we've taken advantage in the previous year, so we want to do that. On the potholes, that is part of a discussion the transportation manager and I will have with respect to, he's just returned off of being off a leave, but I will make sure that December 12th is the deadline for that. And it's those are both good programs, and the intention is that for both of them, we will subscribe at least for something. So I'm hoping that answers the question.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Any further questions for John on his report? All in favor? That's carried. Next, Economic Development Committee, Advisory Committee minutes of September 24th and October 15th, 2025. Recommendation is that foregoing minutes and reports of the committees and boards listed are hereby received for information. And another recommendation is that council approve the recommendation from the Economic Development Advisory Committee to direct staff to enforce signed bylaw 2011-47 through AMPS bylaw 2022-08A as it pertains to signs in the downtown core of Marmora as per the list provided by the EDAC. Can I have a mover and a second? Do you want me to do two separate motions, Kristen? So the first one is that the minutes be approved. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Eric and Ron, any question on those minutes? Go ahead, Eric.
Just a quick comment. The Economic Development Advisory Committee is hard at work on the ambassador program. So there's some notes on that, and there'll be more information on that program coming as it further develops. So thanks to the committee's work on that program.
Thanks, Eric. All in favor of that motion? That's carried. So the other recommendation is that council approve the recommendation from the Economic Development Advisory Committee to direct staff to enforce signed bylaw 2011-47 as it pertains to signs in the downtown core of Marmora as per the list provided by the EDAC. Can I have a mover and a seconder for that motion, please? Jane and Eric. Questions or comments on that recommendation? Jane?
So I have a question. Direction to staff, is this to go through the bylaw officer, or are there other staff involved in this?
Yeah, it would be the bylaw officer is the first step related to the signed bylaw.
And do we have a triage, or is it just whoever you can get to start with?
That'll be left in the hands of the bylaw officer as to where he wants to start if he's already had discussions with any of these property owners.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Eric. Did you want to?
Yeah, I'll give a bit of background just because we've had a lot of discussion surrounding this at the committee. So I'll just provide some background so that council and the public is aware. So the signs in question are the signs in your agenda package from page 21 on. This is an older list. These pictures in this list was dating back, so there's a few in here that have been dealt with already, not through the bylaw, but just the owners took it upon themselves to improve that signage. So it won't be all the signs remaining on the list. But the background is that the motivation for this sign review and recommendation from the Marmorant Lake Economic Development Advisory Committee came from improving our downtown core and making it an attractive place to do business, improving the look and feel of our downtown. We want to encourage development and make it look alive. We want to put our best foot forward, not just for locals, but for tourists, seasonals, and in respect of our downtown business owners who have invested with real hard-earned dollars in their businesses and storefronts to make them look attractive. Imagine being a tourist on a busy summer Saturday who turns down Main Street off of Highway 7 to check out our downtown. Driving down Forsyth, they quickly see a cafe sign and proceed to find parking. They go and park and then start walking towards the cafe sign that they saw, only to approach it and see it's just a sign and no business. What are the odds that they take a chance to pull into this town again? What experience did we just create? The sign bylaw already exists from 2011, setting out the rules and regulations for commercial signage. Some of these signs in the attachment are over 2 decades old, and we are doing nothing about it, to the detriment of our businesses who are investing and putting their efforts into signage downtown. We say, don't judge a book by its cover. But the truth is, this is exactly what tourists do when they enter our community. This is exactly what investors do. This is exactly what aspiring entrepreneurs visioning a business in our downtown core do. This is exactly what new residents looking to relocate do. When we leave these old signs up, we are in essence putting an ugly cover on our book, and we are creating the illusion that our town is dying. They hurt community spirit. What is the story that we want to tell here? This is not about enforcing overbearing signage bylaws. It's about cleaning up all of the signage that is a deterrent to local investment and supporting our local businesses. 2 examples from the sign bylaw are 3.8, every sign, whether or not a permit is required, shall be kept clean, neatly painted, and well-maintained, and in a good state of repair as to safety and appearance. 4.1.A.9, prohibited signs, which include any obsolete sign which no longer advertises a business conducted or product sold. The recommendation here does not ask for major change. The committee respects and appreciates the fact that our bylaw officer starts violation issues with discussions and dialogue. It does not ask to be immediately punitive. It's a recommendation to start the conversation with property owners in hopes of improving our downtown core.
Thank you, Eric. Any further comments or questions regarding this recommendation? John, did you want to speak?
Just through you, Chair, if there are no other questions, through you, Chair, to the councillor and council. This is an excellent initiative. It's something that has been long going through in terms of EDAC. I'm highly supportive of it. I've had conversations with our transportation manager even before it got to this point. Again, I think working with bylaw and from a corporate perspective, I'm certainly all in favor of it. And so we'll work hard to do that. I think the next part would be the logical extension is once these signs, and I have seen some already been improved, certainly the TD and ATM and all those and a number of others, is to also go back and look at a sign bylaw. 2011 is dated, so any of the bylaws are dated. It's a fairly complex and laborious read. 32 pages, I believe, in total. I think that's something we can look at as well for simplifying. But again, I just wanted to throw my support. I think it's a great initiative from EDAC and certainly lands well with the organization.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I think this has been a great initiative. Things that I'm so used to seeing them, I wouldn't even, doubt or question them. But I'm sure, like you said, Eric, you know, people coming into town and thinking that, you know, they can follow the direction of these signs. So I think it's an excellent initiative. And also, in speaking with the bylaw officer, I think we need to revise our sign bylaw. It's, like John said, it's 30 pages long. And I think he said Havelocks is 2 or something. So I think it's high time we sort of looked at it to see how we can make it, I guess, more easily read, you know, and understood. So, you know, congratulations, and please extend thanks to your committee, because I think it's a great initiative.
Yeah.
Anything further? Oh, did you want to say?
Just I appreciate all their hard work and identifying this as a barrier, and that's truly where it comes from. And back to part of what the role and the mandate of that committee is, to look at barriers and obstacles and put themselves in the shoes. Like you said, we're here every day. We might not notice it, but our guests and our visitors and prospective business owners do. So.
And they do get faded and you know, look kind of tired. So anyway, thank you to you and your committee. Anything further? All in favor? That's carried. Correspondence for direction, Hastings County Council. The recommendation is the council receive the report for information. It's the council report. Thank you. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that, please? Ron? Mike? Any questions or discussions on the county council report? Being none, all in favor? That's carried. Building Inspection Services Board, October 2025 report. Recommendation is the council receive the report for information. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Ron? Second, Mike? Any comments or questions? Go ahead, Mike.
Just going through the report, it's nice to see we've got 10 brand new houses built in Marmor this year so far, and 1 apartment. 64 permits have been issued. So there's still a lot of activity going on in town and the surrounding area. I think the value of the permits was $7,800,000, which is quite a bit. So that goes on our tax base, but it means people are investing in this area. So it'd be good to see a lot more, but I think what we're doing is going, and I think once we get a, you know, economic development officer, full-time position in communications, and that, I think we can do probably even better than what we got now. But
Thanks, Mike.
I think the results so far are pretty good this year.
Anything further? Anyone? All in favor? That's carried. Marmor Public School Municipal Facility Rental Fee Waiver and Reduction Request Policy Exemption Request. And the recommendation is, whereas the Marmor Public Schools Food for Learning program hosts a festive turkey dinner annually for all students who attend the school, along with all staff and approximately 30 volunteers. Whereas this meal has been prepared and served at the school in years past, but must be relocated this year because the space used previously as a kitchen has been reassigned as a classroom. And whereas the event does not meet all of the requirements of Section 5 of the Municipal Facility Rental Fee Waiver and Reduction Request Policy, as it is not open to the public at large, it is open to all of the students, staff, and volunteers of Marmor Public School, has educational value and involves strong community involvement, that council approved the request from Marmor Public Schools Food for Learning program for an exemption of the Municipal Facility Rental Fee Waiver and Reduction Request Policy to waive the fee for the rental of the Lions Hall for 1 day in the second week of December 2025, to be coordinated with staff for their annual festival turkey dinner. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Ron, and second, Eric. Any discussion on that request or comments? Jane?
There, sorry, I pushed the button, it didn't go on. I think I'm going to really be really popular for this. I think that if we allow this, we're going down a slippery slope. the policy was put in place with leniency towards certain organizations. This isn't one of them. So that's where I stand.
Thank you. Anything further, Eric?
I just, in response to that, in defense of the school's been left in a really hard position without a kitchen this year. This is something that annually happens and is really important in the school from a health and educational standpoint. In this situation, they meet all the criteria. The only area where they fall short in meeting it is that it's not open to the public. However, every student in the school is invited, staff and all the volunteers participate in this. So when we look, although it's not open to everyone in the public, these students are all children of families that reside here in the community. So I think it is important to support. This won't be a forever thing. This is an exception because of the current situation without the kitchen.
Thanks, Eric. Anybody else have, go ahead, Mike?
I agree with Eric. It's a one-off. It's in the middle of the week. It's not going to interfere with us running it for a hockey tournament or anything like that. It's a good thing to have happen. And the bylaw leaves it open, I guess, for council to decide on a one-off basis. It doesn't exclude everybody. So this is one of those one-off bases, you know, they've lost the kitchen and they need someplace, and it's a great thing for the community and the kids. So yeah, I'm in full support.
Anything further? And it is in the spirit of Christmas, and I agree with Eric. These children all live in the community, and so I think even though it maybe doesn't tick off every box, I think in this case we should be appreciative of the fact that they want to get together and they want to celebrate, and I think it's a good community effort. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, just also to add the businesses and donations. This is fully funded by donations from local businesses, members of the community and groups. So that's what enables this to happen. So there is significant community support behind it as well.
Okay, thank you. John, staff are like coordinating it, it says here, so
Yeah, through you, Chair, to council, that is coordinated. And again, with respect to the policy was developed after virtually, like, it's been about a year since I've been here actually today, but I started. It seemed like most of the meetings were all about these requests. The policy was developed with consultation. It is a good policy. It looks at certain situations, but still allows council the flexibility in situations as it sees fit to be able to allow that for the exemption. So again, if this is passed, then staff will work with the school in terms of doing that.
okay, thank you. Anything further? All in favor? That's carried. Heart of Hastings Hospice request for funding. Recommendation is that council consider the request for financial support from the Heart of Hastings Hospice during discussions for the 2026 budget. Can I have a mover and a seconder for that, please? Mike? Second, Eric. Any discussion on that recommendation? Go ahead, Mike.
I think every year that I've been on council for a long time now, we've always made a donation to the Heart of Hastings Hospice every year. So when it comes up for consideration, I think we should look on it favorably. And they aren't asking for a commitment rate yet, but I'm pretty sure we always give them at least $1,000 to $2,000.
Thanks, Mike. Anything further? All in favor? That's carried. Next, notice of motion, Jane.
I have two. Shall I just read them one after another, or well, I guess there's no comments, so yeah, I'll just read them. Okay. Notice of motion for 13.1 Lions agreement follow-up. Whereas on July 2nd, 2024, I made a notice of motion to bring the then Lions Club agreement forward for the benefit and understanding of all parties involved. But another related motion was made by suspending the rules of procedure, which resulted in direction to staff to create a new agreement between the municipality of Marmora and Lake and the Lions Club. And whereas there's been no public accounting of the fees incurred by the Lions Club, which were deferred in that same motion, that council directs staff to provide a report to council on the December 16th, 2025 agenda, detailing the balance that was owed to the municipality of Marmora and Lake by the Lions Club at the time of the new agreement, which took place on September 2nd, 2025, and B, detailing the total revenues waived for the dates listed in Section 7 of the new Lions agreement for 1 year from the date of the signing of the agreement. And further, that council directs staff to provide a report at the halfway point of the agreement, 2 years from the date of signing, detailing the total user fees waived by the applicable Lions Club expenses as per Section 5D of the agreement in order to provide financial accountability and transparency. Motion 13.2, library occupancy costs. Whereas each department within the municipality of Marmora Lake has its respective utilities and phone expenses reflected in its annual budget, whereas the library is not a municipal department, but does operate out of a building that is owned by the library. And whereas the library's budget and financial reports do not reflect the full cost associated with its programs, as the related utility and phone bills are being allocated to the memorial building under the facilities department's budget, rather than being reflected in the library's budget. The council directs staff to reallocate the monthly utility and phone expenses for the memorial building to the library's budget effective January 1, 2026. And further, that council directs staff to establish a reimbursement process with library staff for these expenses.
Thank you. Next on the agenda are announcements. Does anybody have any announcements that they wish to speak to? Go ahead, Eric.
Just a reminder of a few events coming up. The Festival of the Trees starts this Friday by the Marmora Lions Club, Friday 9 till 9, Saturday 9 till 9, Sunday 9 till 3. It truly is a magical fundraiser to get you in the holiday spirit. They do an incredible job, as well as all the donors that put trees together. It's beautiful in the hall, fully lit. The Marmora Agricultural Society on November 29th is holding a Christmas vendor, craft, and bake sale. They have 35 vendors lined up. It's taking place at the Community Center, November 29th from 10 till 4. Also on the 29th, the Marmora Lions Club is presenting the Moonlight Magic ceremony, which is the lighting of the trees and displays in the park. That takes place at 7 o'clock. I'd like to offer my congratulations to all the women at Studio 14 in the opening of their new location. I went to the grand opening. It was great. There was a lot of people there, and they've done a great job on that building to accommodate their needs and added lots of services to what they offer. So congrats to them.
Thank you, Eric. Anything further in announcements? Go ahead, Mike.
I was on a meeting this morning with Quinte Conservation for the low water report. Last 2 weeks, we've had more rain than normal, but the report covered that over the last 90 days, we still received less than 40% of the annual rainfall for the last 90 days. The thing that's helping, though, is that the ground isn't frozen yet, and it's recharging many wells, but there's still a lot of them out there that are still dry. So there's still, if people are on wells, they should be monitoring how much water is coming in. The end of October, stream flows were below 20% of historical averages. That's all the way from July to October. The groundwater is sucking up the water, and that's part of why they said the stream flows are still down, is because the ground is so dry, it's absorbing most of the water. It's not running off and going into the streams right at the moment. Next year, they don't think it's going to be a whole lot better because all the water that we've lost, it's going to take the whole winter probably just to recharge, just to bring us back to where we normally would be. So we're going to start off probably below normal at the beginning of the summer next year. So it's just something to keep aware of. We draw water from Crow River for the municipality. I know a lot of people up here in the north, their wells are dry, and imagine it's not much better in the south. So basically what they're saying, even though we've got all this rain, there's still a lot of ways to go. Most places are down, wells are down at least 3 to 4 feet. So anyways, just an update.
Good information. Thanks, Mike. Anybody have anything else? Okay, then, we're gonna go and convene into closed session. And the recommendation is that council proceed into the closed session at 7:02 PM under the Municipal Act 2001, Section 239(2)B, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, regarding a department update, and D, labor relations or employee negotiations and regarding a union update. So can I have a mover and a seconder? Eric and Ron, all in favor?